Hey guys, QuinntonTV here and welcome to a brand new video where today we are back with some more Black Ops Cold War, and this is going to be a little bit of a different video, mainly because we're not actually doing a live commentary. You're seeing some good old Commando gameplay in the background, which I think was a pretty good game. I had a lot of fun making it, and it's not exactly the best game. I only did get 15 kills. But I decided to use it because I really like the Commando and I really wanted to use it. And then I have some M16 gameplay coming up after this, which you should see at some point during the video. But Black Ops Cold War has been in open beta for a good few days now. They actually extended the beta until, well, today as you're seeing this. It might just have ended as you're seeing this. So if it has, I'm very sorry. I'm probably just as upset as you are at this point in time because I really enjoyed the beta. That's one thing I'm going to say right here. There's a lot of problems with it, but I did have a hell of a lot of fun playing through the matches, unlocking everything, just getting to max rank, getting all the guns unlocked, getting all the attachments unlocked, playing with the kill streaks. The war machine is a hell of a lot of fun. But yeah, today in this video, I'm going to give you my honest opinions on the Black Ops Cold War beta. I'm not going to be behind any filter. I'm just going to come out and say exactly what I think about this game. And hopefully, you guys will appreciate the honesty. So we're going to start off with the good things, obviously. The colour in the game is amazing. Like, it's such a bright and colourful game. It's the same with all of Treyarch's games, actually. They're all very bright, they're all very colourful, and it's really visually appealing. You can sit there and play it and just like, my god, look at this. It's so good. When the campaign comes out, it's going to be even better because we can admire all the colours in the campaign and look at, like, hopefully pretty good sceneries and stuff like that. Like, I thought Modern Warfare was beautiful. Obviously the colour scheme for Infinity War games are always a lot more blander than Treyarch's games, so that's one thing I'm actually really happy about. The graphics aren't actually that bad either. I thought they were going to be fucking awful. Like, when I first saw the game, I was a bit like, is this really a next-gen game? Like, I'm still sort of like that. I wouldn't say this game's really next-gen, which, it technically isn't. I'm playing this on an Xbox One X. The engine is actually 5 years old, if people don't actually know. Like, it was created for Black Ops 4. Like, that's how old the engine is. And if you don't remember, Modern Warfare actually got a brand new engine, and it's not even on that new engine that Infinity Ward made, which I can understand why they did it. I'm pretty sure Treyarch and Infinity Ward do share assets every now and then. Maybe they didn't share the engine, maybe they did, and Treyarch chose not to use it, but either way, they didn't use the engine, which was probably a bad thing. We will find out later on down the line. We may see some issues with it, but so far it's very good considering it is over 5 years old. Now we're going to get into the core gameplay now. The gunplay in Black Ops Cold War is immensely fun. Like, the gunfights are actually really fun. If you get into a fight, you're actually entertained from start to finish. If you get into these massive fights, you can go on massive streaks and stuff like that, and you're just like, oh my god, this is a lot of fun. Which I'm very happy about. The gunplay is probably the most important thing in a Call of Duty game. If the gunplay sucks, you're not going to play it because you're going to be like, wow, this is fucking boring, and just not play it. But I'm very happy to say that the gunplay is completely fine in this year's Call of Duty game. The guns are very interesting themselves. You've got loads of different Cold War variants. I really like the Commando. It's very high recoil though, which kind of upsets me. If I can find the right attachments, I'll probably make a best class setup at some point in the future just to say, hey, look, this is the best way to control the recoil. Now, the next thing I just want to talk about is map design. Now, I think Treyarch did a really good job with maps this year. I really like Miami. I really like the Angola map. What's it called? Satellite, that's it. I really like Satellite. Cartel, not so much. The layout of the map's fine. I really don't mind it whatsoever. It's just one little thing that I'll get into in a bit that really makes me hate Cartel and not want to play it. And if they're not going to fix it, I'm probably going to just vote for anything else if it comes up in the map rotation. One thing I really did like about the map design is, especially on Satellite, I'm going to use this as an example, you've got one really open wing at the side. It's basically a 3-lane map, but there's so many different ways of interweaving around. It's just such a great map. It's one of my favourite. Miami is like not strictly 3 lanes because it's all over the place. There's a big open area in the middle where you can take cover behind cars, and then, you know, there's an even more open area around that where there's no cars and you can get shot, which is a bit annoying, but it's nice to have the variety, especially if you're a sniper. You can definitely pick people off at long range. Which is good, because I like these maps that accommodate for all playstyles. I would probably say that the best map we've seen so far is probably, well, it's definitely, for me, Satellite. Satellite is a solid 7 out of 10. That's probably for me, followed by Miami and then Cartel, because I'm not a massive fan of Cartel due to an issue that I will talk about in a bit. So we're going to move on now to kill streaks. The kill streaks are actually really fun to use, especially the War Machine, as I mentioned before. The War Machine is a machine of death. There is no other way of putting it. You've probably seen me go on streaks with it. I think it's in one of these games, I go on a pretty good streak with it, and I was really happy about it. I was genuinely like, oh my god, it was so fun just playing with it. And yeah, it's just an amazing thing to play about with. You can have loads of fun with it, and it's just a good time. The RCXD is pretty good. It's nice tight controls. The torch is a bit stupid, I will be honest. It basically just says, oh, I'm over here, but it's not that big of a deal. The high-end kill streaks, I've hardly had any playtime. Like, the chopper gunner apparently is a bit overpowered, but it is very high to get, apparently. Like, I'm going to talk about this in a bit. I really don't like the new kill streak system, but I am going to talk about that. Chopper gunner, the Halo, I think it's called, is just a terrible version of the chopper gunner. Why would you equip it? Just get rid of it. But then the rest of it are actually pretty solid, but there isn't that much kill streaks in the game. I hope they add more by the time the full game comes out. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is wildcards. Wildcards are, well, as the word describes, absolutely wild. Like, honestly, having 8 attachments on your gun is incredible. Like, I have that on my M16, and I've basically got it fully kitted out, and it just feels so fun to run around with. There's Danger Close as well, which basically allows you to take a extra tactical and an extra lethal. And then you also have fucking Perk Greed is basically just, you have an extra perk on each category. So I could run Tac Mask and Engineer, for example. Because it's just basically really overpowered. You can get as many perks as you want, and it's really fucking good. Like, I really like the wildcard system this year. They're very powerful, which is something I really like. It's definitely something that I'm really happy about with the full game. And now we're going to get into the controversial one. So one thing I really did like, I played a little bit of the, the bigger maps in the game, and I really liked the vehicles. Like, some of the controls are a bit odd. I find it very strange not driving with the right trigger. It's just like a very simple control scheme for driving, which isn't exactly inherently bad. It's just kind of ripped straight from Blackout. But I have a lot of fun with the vehicles. The tanks, I've seen people complaining about with them being overpowered. But if you can get a few rockets on them, then they're fucked. Like, there's not much they can do. And I think one thing they could do to improve that is if you have a tiny little bit of resistance if you have a flak jacket on. I think that would just make the game a lot better, in my opinion. But tanks are completely fine. I actually like the fact they've included vehicles in Cold War. I really like them in World at War with tanks, and I think it's a good addition. Now, the best thing, by far, about Black Ops Cold War is the Gunsmith. So Modern Warfare's Gunsmith was amazing. I absolutely loved it. It was basically the most in-depth crafting system for a weapon I have ever seen. But Gunsmith V2, as I'm calling it in Black Ops Cold War, is even better. Like, you've got so many attachments still. You've got all the good ones, like, the barrel lengtheners and foregrips and all sorts like that. And then there's the added addition of, instead of just, showing a bar going up and down, say, for example, you put on a sight and your accuracy would go up and your aim down sight speed would go down, it would show that on a bar. But this year, it has a percentage to show you how much it's actually going down. So if I put on a red dot sight, it'd say, like, accuracy plus 10%, and then aim movement speed or whatever, minus 10%, for example, which is really good. I really like this brand new system. It's a lot better than Modern Warfare. Whether it will have as much like variety to it to Modern Warfare is up for grabs. Obviously, we've not seen that much, and I doubt they'd have the full attachments in the game in the beta, but if they do, Like, I don't understand why they wouldn't include more stuff, to be honest with you. Like, it seems a little bit limited at the moment, but it is only in beta, so they're going to be locking some content back from us. And now the final thing I would like to say in the good is the fact that we have FOV and customizable HUD in the game. Like, this has been wanted on console games for absolutely ages. I play on a really high FOV on PC, so playing it on console and just having a high FOV is a great thing. I can see so much more on as it going, and I like how it looks like you're running faster when you're actually not, but it's always something I've liked. Customizable HUD is another thing as well. If you didn't like the fact there was health bars, you can turn them off. There's so many things you can customize. It's just insane. Like, there's too much to talk about in one video where I'm meant to be talking about other things, but there's a lot in there, so I recommend going and checking it out. Alright, now we're going to move on to the bad stuff. Now, I just want to make this clear, I do like Black Ops Cold War. All of these things, I hope it will be fixed and then make it such a better game. If this all happened, like, I'd be very happy, and I'd be very happy with Black Ops Cold War, and it'd probably be one of the better CODs to go down in history. But the first thing I will quickly want to talk about is the visibility. The visibility in this game is appalling. Let's be honest. Like, if you're on Cartel, for example, and someone's sat in a quarry on the floor, you can hardly fucking see them. And that's a problem. Like, especially if they've got a sniper and you've got, like, an assault rifle, just so you could actually kill them if you could actually normally see them. But since the visibility is so poor, you can hardly see them and you feel like you get shot from nowhere just because the visibility is that bad. So Treyarch, this is probably the most important issue on here, so please fucking fix it. And now the next thing is one of the most irritating things in the game. It's not exactly a big deal, it would just make me hate one particular map, and that's the fucking bushes on the Cartel. Like, they're about 5 feet high, and you can completely hide by them. It throws your aim assist off, and it just makes the game awful. Like, Treyarch, please drop the hedge by like a foot, maybe a foot and a half, so you can actually see over them without people hiding in the fucking bushes like it's fucking Fortnite. I'd much rather be able to see than not have these massive hedges all over the map where you can't see and you just instantly get shot from, because otherwise Cartel is a really good map. The next thing I want to talk about is weak kill streaks. I just think, the helo, it gets taken down too fast and it does fuck all. That's all I'm going to say about the helo. There's some streaks that are just completely stupid and just don't need to be in the game, and just honestly, this nicely segues on to the next part, which is the new kill streak system is awful, and this is not going to change. I know that, but honest to God, I hate this new system with a passion. Like, it doesn't even feel like a streak anymore. You're just basically playing the game until you get your streaks without any need for skill, because you're gonna get them anyway. I know they've got like multipliers, so if you kill more people and go on a higher streak, you're gonna get those quicker. But just go back to the old system, please. I know like kill streaks kind of encourage people to camp, play a bit more conservatively. Just bring back score streaks. It's simple as hell. Just have a normal score streak system. It feels like they're just innovating for innovation's sake, like, not that it's actually a good idea. They're just like, oh, let's change this and hope people like it, because I guarantee you no one's going to end up liking this system. Minor connection issues. Now, I've had a few of these. This is very, very, very minor, and it only happens, every 30 games. But I basically get a lag randomly just mid-game. I get some really stupid deaths and invisible bullets and stuff. Like, I'll be around a corner, think I'm safe, I'll just glitch back and I'm dead. Or I'll be around the corner and I'll just drop dead all of a sudden, and I'm like, where the fuck have I just been killed from? This is to do with like lag compensation and stupid shit like that, but I can understand that part, but it just gets really annoying. And the last two things are the lighting on Cartel is really bad. Like, honestly, it gives me a headache to play on Cartel for too long. It's a very minor issue because it can be easily fixed, the lighting. Like, please just fucking do something about it. It really hurts to play on Cartel. And then the last thing, the second to last thing I'm just going to quickly talk about is match loading times. I found that it takes forever to load into a game on Black Ops Cold War. Like, I don't understand how it can take so long to load into a game. I'm sat there for a good 2 minutes waiting for that shit to load in. So Treyarch, if you're watching this, please fix the loading times. I want to be able to choose my class, have like 5 seconds, and then I'm in the match. That's how it should be. Not having to wait another minute and a half sometimes just to play the game after you've picked your class. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Now, the last thing I want to talk about has been said to death, and that is skill-based matchmaking. I don't want to go up against sweats every single time. Like, I'd say I'm a pretty good player myself. So I end up getting put in, like, these really high kind of ranked lobbies. And then I get absolutely shat on. I get put down to the lower ones again. I shit on them, get put back up. And it's a vicious cycle. Like, I'm not good enough for the really good people. But then I'm good enough for the the casuals, because I play casually. I just go on, have a bit of fun, and just hope for the best. I kind of end up getting a lot of kills and stuff like that. But honestly, they should just put people together. I don't think that new players should just be treated like that. They should have to learn the hard way. If you want to be good at a game, if you want to play it, you should have to learn to be good at it. You can't just jump on and instantly do well. That's just how Call of Duty's worked in the past. Black Ops 2, there was quite a skill gap. Obviously, every Call of Duty game has had skill-based matchmaking to a certain point, but now it feels like with this game, or it did last weekend anyway, according to a lot of people, they dialed it up to fucking 11. So I want to make a whole video talking about skill-based matchmaking in games at some point. I think it could be a very interesting topic. But hopefully that should be coming relatively soon. And that is it for my video today. If you did enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe. I am recording this on my birthday, and you should be seeing this tomorrow, I'm thinking. So if you did enjoy, make sure you leave a like. Go and join the Discord server, because that is where all the epic stuff happens. Go follow me on Twitch. I intend to stream this game a bit more, maybe tomorrow just after I get back from college. But yeah, I'd like to thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.